This is the case number 6. Mr. Green's 4 Greens are experiencing an interesting year. These particular 9 and 10-year-olds have grown up together in the community and have been classmates through the previous school year. However, this year a new student hasn't joined their class. Lee is a friendly young man who is learning English as his second language. Mr. Green has referred Lee to the school's ESL English as Second Language program director. The view system involves a pull-out program that removes the ESL student from the regular classroom for individual tutoring. Mr. Green has been careful to follow all the guidelines set in the ESL directive. Mr. Green agrees that Lee needs individual attention as they acquires the English language. However, she is experiencing some problems with Lee prior to his appointed tutoring time and when he returns from his individual instruction. He continues to display this disruptive behavior when he is in Mr. Green's classroom. She considers Lee's behavior to be distracting to the other students in her class. When she is presenting correct area lesson material to the students, Lee's outbursts and comments result in off-task behavior by the other students. Mr. Green's frustration with Lee's behavior has made her question the good attention of ESL pull-out program. Contextualization. It is a 4th grade with kids 9 and 10 years old. These children have grown up together in the community and have been classmates throughout previous school years. Therefore, they have a relationship with strong ties and it is so difficult for them to open to a new boy. Lee is a friendly young man who is learning English as a second language. He just gets to a new community and his behavior in Mr. Green's class is disruptive.
Analysis. The Lee's adaptation process has been affected by pull-out method that the school implemented, because this method does not permit him an adequate environment to respond to socialization needs and to be involved in the zone of proximal development to the knowledge that he needs to get. Vygotsky stated that a child follows an adult's example and gradually develops the ability to do certain tasks without help. Thus, the appropriate method to this case is that during the class they implement the pushing instruction. In this method, the ESL teacher comes into the general education classroom to support ESL during content area lesson. The ESL teacher may be supporting ESL during a mini lesson next to her student while the general education teacher is teaching, or he or she may wait until instruction is completed and then works with ESL in a small group in the classroom. It is important for teaching to find the needs and each proficiency level, but the students need that the missed proficiency levels to receive comprehensible input. This hypothesis relates to acquisition, not to learning. Crashing claims that the people acquire languages best by understanding input that is a little beyond their present level of competence. The affective filtered hypothesis, the learner's emotional state according to Krashen, is just like an adjustable filter which freely passes or hinders input necessary to acquisition. In other words, input must be achieved in a low anxiety context. Science acquires with a low affective filter, receive more input and interact with confidence. The filter is effective because there are some factors which regulate its strength. These factors are self-confidence, motivation, and anxiety state. For that reason, Lee needs to feel that is part of this new community and tries to get the attention and check the class environment.
Guidelines pushing. It is important that Mr. Green gets support from another assistant teacher or area teacher to be in the classroom and help with discipline. Also, this person can be the extrinsic motivation to learn and socialize to build a good environment, and he is going to be part of the class because every time that he goes out of the classroom, he loses his interest and perspective. As a teacher, she can generate an interactional situation or communicative events which allow a collaborative expression and give a friend to help him to get out of control and recognize space. If she cannot give another teacher, she can recommend an extra class. Finally, Mrs. Green should have in account the intentional effort of LEAP, recognize the social factors that affect outcomes, has to live what are the goals that he has for learning an additional language and set priorities for learning teaching that are compatible with those goals according to the potential strengths and limitations of lead and make use of them in adapting learning teaching procedure. Approach learning teaching tasks with an appreciation of the multiple dimensions that are involved linguistic, psychological, and social. And finally, recognize achievement in incremental progress, being patient because learning a language takes time.